Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a complete masterclass on how to start a content agency in 2025. If you aspire to build a successful freelancing or agency career in 2025, if you want to work with clients, deliver your services and make money as a result of it all remotely, then this is going to be the video for you. Keep everything aside, pick a pen and paper, sit down and write down the things that I'm about to tell you. Now you would be like, Akshat, why should I listen to you? Who the hell you are? My name is Akshat Tongia. I graduated as a software engineer in 2020 and soon after that I rejected my job offer letter and decided to pursue a career in freelancing, after which I moved to Bombay all alone, started my content company, Content Flow, and we have scaled it to $25,000-$30,000 per month. We have worked with billion-dollar clients like Shopify, and we have worked with clients across the world. So I have been in the freelancing game since the last 3 to 5 years, and so I find myself eligible to record this video and give you all the things that I have learned, all the mistakes that I have made, and if I would have to start a content agency from scratch today, what are the things that I would do in an iterative way. मैं क्या स्टेप बाय स्टेप चीज़ों को करूँगा, मैं उन चीज़ों को कैसे अप्रोच करूँगा. आई एम गोना गिव यू गाइज everything. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see in the screen, the title and the context of this video is how to start a content agency in 2025. Not another marketing agency, not social media marketing agency, but very specifically content agency. Now to quickly define कि content agency होता है कैसे. Content agency is basically you providing content as a service. वो video editing हो सकती है, वो graphic designing हो सकती है, वो आर्टिकल्स हो सकते हैं, वो कॉपीराइटिंग हो सकती है, वो लैंडिंग पेज हो सकते हैं. इट कुड बी एनीथिंग, बट इन जनरल इट इज गोइंग टू बी कंटेंट. ओके, एंड सो दैट्स what we are going to be talking about in this particular video. Okay, so first things first, what you need to do is step number 1 should be to pick a content format and platform and start learning. Okay, when it comes to content, you need to first define what format of the content you would be delivering your services to, or even before that कि तुम्हें कौन से content format में एक क्यूरियोसिटी है और एक इंटरेस्ट है. ठीक है, सो वंस यू डिसाइड कि यार वो वीडियो कंटेंट है या टेक्स्ट कंटेंट है, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन दैट व्हाट यू नीड टू डू इज यू नीड टू चूज द प्लेटफॉर्म. सो इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन वीडियो कंटेंट एंड इफ दैट्स द format of content that you need and that you wish to deliver as services to your clients, then you need to pick a platform. It can be either YouTube or it could be Instagram. Okay, those are the only two major options that you have at this moment. If you are interested in text based content, then two major platforms that you can explore is LinkedIn and Twitter. Okay, so that's very basic step number 1, that you need to first decide the format of the content and then you need to pick the platform. Okay, do not try to pick all the platforms and be like, okay, I am a social media marketer, I will help you grow on all the platforms. Okay, that's not how this shit works. That's one of the most dumbest things that you can do as a freelancer or an agency owner, specifically if you are delivering content as a service. Every platform has its own challenges, every platform has its own learning curve. बोलने के लिए तुम बोल सकते हो कि भाई एट द एंड ऑफ द डे कंटेंट है, अच्छा कंटेंट होगा, अगर तुम वैल्यू प्रोवाइड करोगे तो पीपल वुड लव दैट कंटेंट एंड यू वुड बी एबल टू ग्रो ऑन ऑल द प्लेटफॉर्म. बट ये बस थ्योरी है. ठीक है, प्रैक्टिकली ऐसा नहीं होता. Everybody who is telling you that every platform is same, you just need to understand human psychology, blah blah blah, that's all bullshit. Okay, me having been in the industry from last 3 to 4 years working on all the platforms, I have realized every platform has its own learning curve, and so do not overwhelm yourself by trying to learn every platform at once. ठीक है, तुम खुद को बहुत ज़्यादा कंफ्यूज कर दोगे, बहुत ज़्यादा ओवरवेलम कर दोगे, एंड यू वुड नॉट बी एबल टू बेसिकली मास्टर इवन अ सिंगल प्लेटफॉर्म. सो पिक अ content format. Once the content format is finalized, pick a platform depending upon that, and that's when you are basically ready to move to step number 2. Okay, so real quick, what's the action step for step number 1 is consume content on platform of your choice and document your learnings on why some content works while other fail miserably. This is very important. अगर तुमने एक बार content format और platform decide कर लिया, for example let's say तुमने बोला कि I am interested in Instagram, so I am going to be picking Instagram as a platform and I'll help other people grow on Instagram. In that scenario, अगर तुम बस स्टार्ट कर रहे हो, then you need to first consume a lot of content on Instagram, look at a lot of creators, what other people are doing, what's working for them, what's not working for them, and if it is working for them, what is about that particular content piece or a video or a reel that make it work, that make it get millions of views out there in the market. So I want you to basically document your POV, your perspective on why certain things are working and why certain things are not working. Just create a basic document, Google document, write down your hypothesis on why it is working and why this is not working. Okay, the reason why it is important is because you are here. The reason why it is important is because you're trying to connect and make your own theories. Okay, it is very important for you to make your own theories. You do not want to just learn from what other people are talking about a particular platform. It is great and it is a great way to start, but over a period of time तुम्हें खुद की theories बनानी पड़ेगी, तुम्हें खुद के fundamentals create करने पड़ेंगे, जिसके basis पे you would be able to basically approach a platform in your own unique way. Very important. So this is important because you're learning from what others are creating. This also tells you about yourself and your affinity towards the platform. More than anything else, more importantly, when you are basically consuming content on different platforms and you're writing your theories down, it would also make you self-aware in terms of that, okay, I don't like to scroll Instagram, I don't like to maybe look at LinkedIn, or I don't like to watch videos on YouTube maybe, okay? When you do it for all the platforms for a while, you would know that, okay, this one platform is something that I'm curious about. So then it would also allow you to be very solid and very clear about, okay, this is the platform that I want to pick, and this is the sort of content format that I want to basically play around with, and that's where I really want to offer my freelancing services in. So this entire idea of you putting your skin in the game, consuming content, writing your theories down, allows you to be self-aware and tells you your affinity towards a particular platform. And once you have that self-realization, you can pick the platform, and then we can move to step number 2. Okay, so step number 2 is very simple, obvious. तुमने हजारों जगह सुना हुआ है, स्किल सीख लो, स्किल सीख लो, स्किल सीख लो. मैं भी तुम्हें वही बोलूँगा, but I'll make it a bit easier for you in terms of how you should approach it, specifically from the perspective of content agency. Okay, तो अगर तुमने डिसाइड कर लिया कि भाई मुझे कंटेंट एजेंसी बनानी है या फिर कंटेंट एज अ सर्विस फ्रीलांसर बन के मार्केट के अंदर सेल करना है, तो तुम रियलाइज करोगे कि ऑल कंटेंट इज बेसिकली क्रिएटेड फ्रॉम गुड राइटिंग. तुम वीडियोस क्रिएट कर रहे हो तो भी तुम्हें अच्छी स्क्रिप्ट लिखनी पड़ेगी. तुम कंटेंट लिंक्डइन के लिए लिख रहे हो, ट्विटर के लिए लिख रहे हो, तो भी तुम्हें एक अच्छा राइटर बनना पड़ेगा. सो वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट स्किल विच इज आई वुड से अ नॉन नेगोशिएबल स्किल, अगर तुम ऐसा कुछ करना चाहते हो, इज कॉपी राइटिंग. यू नीड टू लर्न हाउ टू राइट गुड वर्ड्स दैट परस्यूएड पीपल. अब तुम टेक्स्ट फॉर्मेट ऑफ कंटेंट बना रहे हो, तुम वीडियो फॉर्मेट ऑफ कंटेंट बना रहे हो, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. कॉपी राइटिंग बेसिकली इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट पावरफुल स्किल दैट यू कैन लर्न इन द सोशल मीडिया वर्ल्ड. एवरीथिंग डिपेंड्स अपॉन गुड कॉपी. सो इफ यू जस्ट स्टार्टिंग आउट, तुम्हें पता ही नहीं पड़ रहा है कि कौन सी स्किल सीखनी चाहिए, नहीं सीखनी चाहिए, कॉपी राइटिंग से स्टार्ट कर दो. लर्न कॉपी राइटिंग, एंड इट डजंट हैव टू बी रियली हार्ड. गो टू माई न्यूज लेटर. आई हैव लिटरली क्रिएटेड a complete newsletter on how I learned copywriter in just 30 days. Okay, what's the process like and how you should basically go about it. Okay, the idea is 4-5 बुक उठाओ, एक साथ कॉपी राइटिंग की किताबें पढ़ डालो, सारे वीडियोस देख डालो जितने तुम यूट्यूब पे देख सकते हो, एंड बेसिकली गेट डिसेंटली गुड एट कॉपी राइटिंग. दैट्स स्किल नंबर 1. आफ्टर दैट देयर आर optional skills that you can choose from. You can do video editing, you can do design, or you can do, I don't know, landing page design. Okay, for example, let's say these are 2 to 3 different optional skills that you can choose from. I would highly recommend video editing. There is a lot of demand out there in the market of good video editors, and video content as a format, in my opinion, is the future. So you can learn video editing and you can make a lot of money in the next 6 months or so if you really take it seriously. Is something that I truly believe in. That's skill number 2, which is like, you need to choose from 3 to 4 optional skills. That's that. Moving on to third skill that you definitely have to learn in the era of AI and the dominance of AI is storytelling. Okay? Storytelling is basically you authentically telling the stories and the experiences of your life. AI कितना भी powerful हो जाए, AI को तुम्हारी stories कभी पता नहीं लग सकती until unless you tell it to AI. ठीक है? So nobody would be able to know your stories other than from you. So AI doesn't do any harm to you if you really know how to tell good stories. Everybody has stories. It's just you need to develop this muscle of telling stories in every conversation, every content piece you create, and you will realize that every content effort that you do becomes 10x more potent. Storytelling, one of the most important skills that I think everybody should learn. So that's number 3. Number 4 is human psychology. I think if you can understand how humans behave and what's their fundamental evolutionary needs, you would be able to create content that basically aligns with what they want to achieve in their life. And if your content aligns with what they want to achieve in their life, by default, they would perceive your content as valuable. And when that happens, you are able to crack the game of content relatively easier on any platform. It doesn't matter which platform or format of the content you have chosen. That's skill number 4. Skill number 5 is marketing in general. I believe everybody should read a lot of books about marketing in general in terms of how marketing has evolved, how marketing is working today, what's the importance of marketing, right? What role does marketing even play in any organization? Majority of the people have no freaking idea about what marketing is, even the basics of it, okay? And then they just want to grow on social media. What people don't realize is that social media is basically just a very small subset of how marketing has changed over a period of last decade. पहले लोग मार्केटिंग बिलबोर्ड्स के थ्रू करते थे, कॉलिंग के थ्रू करते थे, टीवी एडवर्टीजमेंट के थ्रू करते थे, बट नाउ द अटेंशन इज शिफ्टेड टू सोशल मीडिया. सो पीपल आर नाउ डूइंग मार्केटिंग थ्रू ऑर्गेनिक कंटेंट. एंड सो अगर तुम्हें एक बेसिक अम्ब्रेला टर्म की डेफिनेशन ही नहीं पता है कि मार्केटिंग होता भी क्या है और लोग मार्केटिंग क्यों करते हैं, देन इट इज वेरी हार्ड फॉर यू टू एसेंशियली यूज सोशल मीडिया फॉर द राइट कॉज, फॉर profitability, for capitalism, or for even the purpose of status. And that is why I think marketing in general is a great skill for everybody to learn. At least you need to have a decently good overview of what marketing is all about and what role does social media even play, what role does content play in marketing for better understanding and better execution. Skill number 5, last not the least, one of the most important skills that everybody have to learn is sales. If you are trying to build your career as a freelancer or an agency owner, you need to be very good at packaging what you know, what value you can bring to the world, package it and then sell it to the world. If you are unable to do it, it doesn't matter what skills you know, how good you are, how well you talk, you won't be able to make money. And if you're unable to make money, basically watching this video is pointless, because at the end of the day, the goal of me recording this video and you consuming this video is because you really want to make money. Okay, so sales is the skill that is non-negotiable and you have to take sales seriously. Learn sales. I won't say more than that. Now what's the action step for this particular step, which is step number 2 of this entire video, is make it a habit to learn and take notes for at least 2 hours a day, like you used to do in school. One of the biggest problem for people and my followers, whenever even I'm talking to people who follow my content, is that they're like, Akshat, I'm just about to graduate my college and I want to make money. The only thing that they're optimizing for is making money, but what they don't realize is that the journey of you being broke to you actually making money goes through you learning skills. Okay, you need to become a learner. Do whatever you need to do. Watch YouTube playlists, read books, listen to audiobooks, real books, take courses. The gap between the life that you're living today and your dream life can only be bridged by skill stacking. If you can understand this, you would be in a much better situation. You would be in a much better situation in your career. That's the only way forward. Without great skills, it is impossible to earn money. I see so many dumb people talking about this business model of drop servicing, where they are like, okay, you just go to the market, you sell, and then you never fulfill, you never deliver. You just hire somebody to deliver it for you. It's one of the most dumb things I've heard people say on the internet, because if you yourself have not learned a skill, how are you going to manage somebody else? And how would you even know if that person is fulfilling on the sales that you're bringing on the table in the right way or not? How would you know if this person would be able to bring results or not when you have not yourself dabbled into that particular skill? And so skill stacking has to be there, is one of the vital part of you actually growing an agency sustainably and predictably. Do not skip this. If this is your life today, which is basically mess, and you really want to make it simple, you want to make it, and if you really want to make it better for yourself, if you want to go to your dream life, the path only goes through skill stacking. The more skills you have, the better you get at learning things and basically becoming a learner. The faster you get to your dream goal and your dream life is something that has happened with me time and time and time again. You're unable to get results, you're unable to make money because you do not deserve to make money right now, because you do not have the skills that you actually need to make money. The earlier you realize this, the earlier your life will change for good. So that's step number 2 of this video. Let's move on to step number 3, which is building a portfolio. Now, this is a very important part of this particular video, because without a good portfolio, you are unable to tell the world what value you can bring on the table and how good or bad you are. So your portfolio is basically, how to say it, it's like a CV when you're getting a job. It tells people about the sort of work and the type of quality and the results you can bring on the table. Without a portfolio, it is impossible to sell. You need to package your experiences, your case studies, your results, your testimonials in a way that persuades somebody else who just got to know about you, and so they buy from you. Majority of the people do not have a portfolio. They do not have a good portfolio. They just have a portfolio where they have basically uploaded 5 random videos or 5 random thumbnails in a Google Drive, and they keep sending these Google Drive links to thousands of people over Instagram, LinkedIn and emails, and then they reach out to me and they are like, Akshat, my cold outreach efforts are not working well. Obviously they are not going to work because you are just stupid. Okay, nobody is opening your Google Drive links and going through the videos. It's tiring and one of the most inefficient ways to build a portfolio. Today I am going to tell you how to actually build a portfolio that helps you make money and actually allow you to sell your services on autopilot. Now there are two ways you can build a portfolio if you really ask me. Number one is you need to work for free. You can be like, Akshat, I'm just lazy asshole. I do not want to learn skills, sit on my desk and actually execute personal projects. If that's who you are, then the only option that you really are left with is go work for free for people. And the misery of this option is that you will even have to beg to people, beg in front of people to even work for free for them. And the reason for that is really, really simple. This idea of working for free to build a portfolio and build testimonials and reviews suck because होता क्या है कि जो लोग ब्रोक होते हैं ना वो तुम्हारी वर्क फॉर फ्री सर्विसेज को अप्रिशिएट करेंगे, बट पीपल हु आर एक्चुअली रिच अंडरस्टैंड दैट नथिंग इन दिस वर्ल्ड इज एक्चुअली फ्री. If it doesn't cost them money, it is going to cost them time. And for people who are actually rich, who have the potential of actually paying you money over a period of next 1 year or so, let's say, even if you're working for free, realize that if they spend time with you, they will have to invest a lot of their time in training you, okay? So that's what rich people do not want, and that is the reason why you will never be able to crack rich people for your free services. It is one of the worst ways of building a portfolio, at least in the modern world. The best way of actually building a portfolio is building a personal brand. Nobody can actually convince me in a different way because this is literally the best way to build your portfolio. Your personal brand exists out there in the world. It's open portfolio. Anybody can go and check it out. It is out there for people. And that's one of the best way of building a great portfolio. Now, the way you should approach this is that if you're interested in, let's say, text format of content, start building your personal brand on LinkedIn or Twitter. If you're interested in video format of content, start building your personal brand on Instagram and YouTube. I truly believe that the reason why I was able to build my company, content agency, Content Flow, sustainably over last 2 to 3 years is because I have always invested my time and efforts in building my personal brand. I have around 228,000 followers, and this makes running an agency almost effortless for me, is what I truly believe. Closing my clients is effortless because they see my content and they're like, okay, if this person has done it for himself, he would be able to do it for us. Number one. Number two, hiring is seamless. I just post a story with hiring forms and we get hundreds of submissions of people who want to work with us. And hiring, you won't realize until you grow your company that hiring is one of the most painful tasks that you will have to do that company, which is non-negotiable if you really want to scale the company. So building a personal brand doesn't just get the job of portfolio done, but it also gives you so many benefits that I just cannot even talk about in this video because there are just a lot of them. So if you're just starting out, make sure you start building your personal brand as a freelancer or an agency owner. It will pay you so much in terms of time, money, and energy back that you would not even believe it. So what's the action step? Okay, talk about your point of view and story in the content you create. A lot of people have this mental block of, Akshat, I don't know what to create content around. I have done nothing in my life. Well, I was exactly at your stage, but you do not have to be expert. You do not have to know everything in your life to be able to create content. Content is just a form of self-expression. When you're writing a piece of text content or when you're recording a video, all you're doing is you're coming and you're putting your thoughts and your point of view in front of the world. And you're just leaving it over there. So people who think like you connect with you, and people who do not think like you basically say bullshit in comments, which is a completely different conversation. But the idea of content is to not become an expert or to know something that nobody else knows. The idea of content is to put your thoughts and point of view in front of people on social media platforms. It's free for everybody. Just share your learnings and mistakes. Simple. Anybody and everybody can do that. Share the projects you are working on. Simple. 99% of people can't build a brand, in my opinion, because they either copy others or they try to be someone that they are not. That's all. Otherwise, there is no reason for you to not be able to build a brand. If you are not comfortable in front of camera, nobody is telling you to actually record the videos. You can just write text format of content and post it on LinkedIn, Twitter, and that's your job done. That's your brand. So you don't have to push yourself to actually create video content, is what I truly believe. But if you really want to create video content, it's again, the reason why you're unable to not build a brand is because you copy others or you try to be somebody that you're not. If you just try to be your authentic self, share your learnings and mistakes, share the projects that you're working on with the world, everything would change for you. In the next 6 months to 1 year is what I truly believe. It is something that has happened with me, and I believe in the power of personal brand and content. One of the best ways to create portfolios, no cap. Nothing else can beat this format of creating portfolio. And like, don't even argue me on that, okay? Moving on to the next step, it is deciding your target market, okay? So once you have the skills, once you have decently good portfolio, now it's time to essentially decide your target market. किन लोगों को तुम्हें रीच आउट करना चाहिए, किन लोगों को तुम्हें रीच आउट नहीं करना चाहिए, किस तरीके के लोगों के साथ तुम्हें काम करने के बारे में सोचना चाहिए, is essentially what deciding your target market is. I would make it very easy for you. I would not give you any formula or theoretical bullshit explanation. तुम्हें freelancing करनी है, तुम्हें agency owner बनना है, बस 2 तरीके के लोगों के साथ काम करो and you would thank me later. Number 1, work with people who are money rich. Number 1. Number 2, work with people who are attention rich. फटाफट देखते हैं कि who are the people who are actually money rich. Money rich is basically people who have a lot of money and would comfortably pay you money, is what I define as people who are money rich. ठीक है? Funded founders जिन्होंने बहुत सारी funding उठा ली है, great segment of the market to work with because obviously they understand importance of organic content and other things in terms of internet, would be more than open to pay you a lot of money for your services. Number 1, entrepreneurs. Number 2, entrepreneurs building big companies, SaaS products, D2C companies, successful entrepreneurs have a lot of money but have never dabbled with, let's say, content. You can come in and help them create content. Number 2. Number 3 is professionals. Doctors, lawyers, dermats. These people already have been running their businesses from tens of years, have a lot of money, but now they realize the importance of content. And so now they need some help. Somebody, a young folk like you and me, who can help them build a business on top of content. That's where you come into play. They already have a lot of money. They are money rich. They would be more than open to pay you a lot of money. That's number 3. Number 4, real estate agents. Okay. These people work with millionaires, sell a lot of properties, have a lot of money, but now want to come on organic content platforms and want to basically build their brand and get a lot more leads over there. These are some of the definitions of people who are money rich. There are a lot of other people like this. I cannot mention everybody over here, but you got the idea. So these are the people who are money rich and some of the people that you can work with. Number 2 is work with people who are attention rich. Simple creators, okay? YouTubers, Instagram influencers, creators who are really big on LinkedIn, all these people are attention rich. So even if they do not have a lot of money while you are reaching out to them, there is a possibility that they would make money in the future eventually if they understand how monetization works. Once you have the attention in a community, it is almost effortless to make money if you are not dumb, is what I feel. So even if you are unable to crack these people in the moment, you can always reach out to these people in the future and they would always need the services that you offer. Because as a creator grow and a lot of creators realize that they really would have to build a business on top of their attention. And the thing is that they just are not good enough at everything. So they would always need to build a team. They would always need to hire people who are experts at certain things of building a business on top of content, and that's where you come into play. Okay, these are the only 2 type of people that I recommend anybody to work with, because that's where you will get the maximum ROI of the efforts that you actually put in. Okay, so what's the action steps over here? Be clear about target market so you can execute your marketing with clarity. A lot of people have no freaking idea about who are the type of people that they really want to work with, and what ends up happening is they do not even know how to reach out to these people. What are the pain points these people have? What should be the messaging? How should I create an ad that would target these people? And so when you're not clear about the people that you really want to help, it is impossible to execute your marketing properly. And if you're unable to execute your marketing properly, people will not want to work with you and you would not be able to make money. Simple. That takes me to the next step, which is niching down. This is a great one because a lot of people, a lot of gurus on the internet use this term niche down and confuse every freaking beginner possible on the internet who starts watching, let's say, YouTube videos. The problem with these gurus is that they themselves have never executed anything. They themselves never niche down, and the only way they actually make money is by telling you how to make money. And so they do not understand that the theory of niching down will help you make more money never applies properly in the practical world. Me having done this since last 2-3 years, I realized that niching down is a concept which is very progressive. It is not like कि आज बताओ कि भाई तुम किन लोगों के साथ काम करोगे वरना तुम काम ही नहीं कर सकते. This is not how this works. I hope you understand that, okay? So if you are even thinking about niching down, think about niching down in phases. So the phase number 1 of niching down is when you have literally 0 clients. इस फेज के अंदर तुम क्यों होशियार बन रहे हो भाई कि मैं इसके साथ काम करूंगा, मैं इसके साथ काम नहीं करूंगा? You literally have 0 leverage. Do not make choices yet. This is your time to basically first go to the market and deliver the value. Talk to people in terms of how they think about what you delivered, and then maybe get in a position where you can become a bit arrogant and be like, okay, I'll not work with you, I'll work with you. So don't confuse this idea of niching down that you need to do it today. When you literally have 0 clients, you work with anyone that is either rich or has attention. Let's keep it simple. तुम्हें समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि तुम्हें किन के साथ काम करना है, हर उस इंसान के साथ काम करने की कोशिश करो who is rich and has attention. Simple. The idea right now is that you are not optimizing for money, you are optimizing for reviews and case studies. अगर तुम्हारे पास एक भी client नहीं है, you really need some great case studies, great reviews that you can use in the future to get a lot more clients. So that's phase number 1. Now once you surpass phase number 1, it takes us to phase number 2, which is when you have explored enough. Now once you have explored enough, you have worked with a lot of different sort of people. Now the idea would be to work with people that you really like to work with, okay? The idea of I would not work in this industry or not in this industry should not be there yet. The idea should be, if I'm talking to this person, do I like the vibe? Do I like this person? And would I be able to bring results and value to this person? If the answer is yes, freaking work with the person. That's all. Work with people that you like to work with. That's phase number 2. Here the idea is that you're optimizing for fun. See, the thing is that agency third time में तुम्हें पागल कर देगी, right? Like I'm saying it in a the most harmless way, but the idea is you would get bored. You would be like, okay, same thing again and again and again and again. Video editor हो, videos edit करते जा रहे हो, delivery करते जा रहे हो, designer हो, designs बनाते जा रहे हो, same monotonous चीजें हो रही है, right? So it becomes very important that you work with people that you enjoy working with. That's phase number 2. That takes us to phase number 3, which is where you actually decide and you made this decision that I want to really scale big. Now you need to basically think about niching down and be like, I would not work with 1 to 2 segments of the market and that's all. Everybody else, I will say no. Simple. And that's the stage that where we are in with content flow. So we are like, okay, we build organic content engines for entrepreneurs and VCs. We only work with online entrepreneurs and VCs. Anybody else who reach out to us, business owners, creators, service business owners, we do not work with them. So that's how we have defined our target market, and you can define this later. Do not look at people that you follow, look at their website landing page and be like, okay, I want to do this as well, exactly this. No, you don't want to do that. You want to take things in phases. When I started out, this was not my target market. My target market was completely different. My target market was anybody who would pay me money because of his dad is broke. I had no job and I had things to prove to my parents that I can really make money with the work that I'm doing today. So everything is very subjective in this journey. What your timeline is going to be very different from somebody else's timeline. So make decisions accordingly. Do not listen to a random 16-year-old guru telling you niche down and then stress about what my niche should be. I hope this helped. And so that's the idea. In every phase of niching down, we are optimizing for different things. When you thought about actually scaling, at that particular phase, you are not basically optimizing for fun or optimizing for testimonials. This is where you're optimizing for systems, because without systems, you would not be able to predictably scale your company. So everything would fall flat. And that is why you need to basically niche down, ताकि तुम एक दो तरीके के लोगों के साथ काम करो, ताकि तुम्हारे जो डिलीवरी के systems हैं वो बहुत ही predictable हो and you are actually able to scale without wasting your time. That's why people tell you to scale. So you're able to invest less time, create systems and at the same time scale predictably. But अगर तुम्हारे पास एक भी client नहीं तो तुम क्या ही scale कर लोगे? Earn money first is what I would say. Action steps. Ignore the gurus forcing niche down to your throat. Most of the times these people just tell you theory because they never executed anything themselves. Don't force niching down, just chill down. Okay, calm, have fun. Every phase will require different approach. Act accordingly. Okay, so that takes me to the next step. Once you know your target market, the next very important step is to packaging your skills. Without you being able to package your skills properly, you won't be able to sell. If you're unable to sell, you won't be able to make money. Simple. So पैकेज योर स्किल्स फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ योर टारगेट मार्केट. सबसे बड़ी गलती जो लोग करते हैं, उन्हें लगता है भाई मैं वीडियो एडिटर हूँ, आई विल बी एबल टू एडिट ग्रेट वीडियोस, दिस इज द quality of videos I will edit for you. Nobody gives a fuck. Okay, nobody actually gives an f about how good your videos are. So ask yourself, what do they want? Because the reality is that no one wants your videos, no one wants your designs, no one wants your landing pages, no one wants your copywriting or anything else for that matter of fact that you are trying to sell. What everyone wants is just three things, at least in the content space: status, more time, and more money. Now you would say, Akshit, would it sound really good to me to go to people and tell them I will help you get more status, more time, or more money? Well, no. Sometimes it could work, but actually the idea is you can actually define more money in different ways. You can define more time in different ways. You can define status in more ways, and I'll give you some examples. So when I say status, if you really basically try to brainstorm about it and if you try to dissect it, status in the modern world is bigger social media following. So people who are already rich, they are like, okay, if my social media is not big enough, I'm not relevant and I do not have the status, so that's what they are chasing. Another way of breaking down status would be quality. If somebody has great quality and their competitors do not have that quality, they feel superior, and it adds to the status that they have as a human being. So that's me boiling down and dissecting status. When we talk about more time, it could be somebody looking for expertise and consistent output in an indirect way, transparent communication, and somebody who can remove their headaches because they just have so much time. They have very less time and they have just too much work. So they are basically looking for these things. They are not basically going out there and buying time, actually, right? Like they are trying to indirectly do it. So you need to understand this when I say people want to save time or they want more time. Same thing. More money. So everybody wants to make more money, but there could be different paths to it. Okay, for somebody money would come through social media leads. For some the money would come through direct sales. That's what they're looking for some people it could be just booked calls, and they are just maybe just looking for booked calls, and they know that if they get the calls booked they would be able to make money. For example, at my agency, I know if I'm booking calls at my company consistently week after week and I'm increasing that number, I know that I would make money on autopilot. Simple. Right? So that's number three. And inquiries. It could be general phone calls, SMS, emails for other people, and that would indirectly help them make more money. So this is how you can basically define in terms of what the end goal is and how you can basically dissect it. And then you can add some components of that dissection in the packaging. So what's the action steps over here? Be clear about your value proposition, your deliverables, what problems are you solving. Think from a very selfless point of view. The idea of packaging your services is a bit harder because human beings are selfish. They are like, I want to make more money. My videos are great. My designs are out of this world. No, nobody cares about that. You need to think from the perspective of what your target audience wants and package your skill in a way that can be perceived by them as valuable, not by you as valuable. What is valuable to you, nobody cares about that. What people care about is what's valuable for them. Okay. That step of what was that? Packaging your skills. Let's move on to the next one, which is setting up the fundamentals of sales process. Again, very important. मैं इतने लोगों से बात करता हूँ and everybody basically fails. Majority of the agencies and freelancers fail is because they do not have a solid fundamental sales process. बिना सेल्स प्रोसेस के इम्पॉसिबल है एक एजेंसी बिजनेस को ग्रो करना, बिकॉज यू डोंट नो कि अगले महीने तुम कितना पैसा कमाओगे, अगले महीने तुम कितने क्लाइंट साइन कर सकते हो, अगले महीने तुम्हारी कंपनी का क्या रेवेन्यू होगा, अगले महीने क्या तुम अपने एम्प्लॉयज को पेमेंट भी कर पाओगे कि नहीं कर पाओगे. अगर तुम्हें इसकी सर्टेनिटी नहीं मिल पा रही है एक डिसेंटली गुड लेवल पे, तो तुम बिना एंग्जाइटी और बिना नर्वसनेस के कंपनी बना ही नहीं सकते. And if you're always anxious and always nervous as a founder, your company would basically break in pieces. And you do not want that. And so for that, you need to basically set up a very fundamental, simple sales process. In next 2 to 3 minutes, I'll tell you exactly how to do that. So step number one, डोमेन खरीद लो. ठीक है, तुम्हारी रैंडम फ्री नोशन पे जो वेबसाइट बनी हुई है ना, पीपल एब्सोल्युटली हेट दैट. बहुत सारे लोग अब इस इंडस्ट्री में हो चुके हैं. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ यंग फोक्स ट्राइंग टू क्रैक क्लाइंट्स, एंड सो इफ यू आर अनप्रोफेशनल, यू आर नॉट स्टैंडिंग आउट. इफ यू आर नॉट स्टैंडिंग आउट, I do not know what to tell you. please buy a professional domain. Number one. Number two, buy a professional email. Do not use your random emails that you created in school and college times. Superman x Batman at the rate gmail.com. People have randomest emails out there in the market and then they expect कि भाई लोगों ने reply करेंगे. क्यों करेगा तुम्हें reply? It just doesn't sound professional. Why would a multi-millionaire real estate agent reply to an email that sounds like that? Think about it. It's not going to happen. That's number two. Number three is that you need to set up a landing page. सिंपल बेसिक लैंडिंग पेज बनाओ, उसको अपने डोमेन पे होस्ट करो. लैंडिंग पेज तुम्हें कोई फैंसी टूल सीखने की जरूरत नहीं है. जस्ट यूज अ टूल कॉल्ड card.co. व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड माय एजेंसी, दिस इज द टूल दैट आई यूज्ड. बहुत वीडियोस बनाए हुए मैंने उसके ऊपर एंड लोगों ने वो वीडियोस देख के कार्ड पे बहुत सारे लोगों ने हमारी एग्जैक्टली सेम वेबसाइट कॉपी भी करी थी. स्टार्ट कर रहे हो, कार्ड को यूज करो. कार्ड यूज नहीं करना है, कोई दूसरा टूल यूज करो, बट जस्ट यूज अ टूल. Make it easier for you to build a landing page. Once that is done, then you need a CRM. CRM बहुत ही सिंपल है. क्लाइंट रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट सॉफ्टवेयर को CRM बोलते हैं. क्लाइंट या फिर कस्टमर रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट, जो भी तुम बोलना चाहो. CRM का आइडिया सिंपल होता है कि तुम तुम्हारी एजेंसी में जिस भी इंसान से एक कॉन्वर्सेशन करोगे या फिर जो इंसान तुम्हें लगता है कि तुम्हारा प्रोस्पेक्ट हो सकता है, उसकी डिटेल्स को तुम इस एक पर्टिकुलर सॉफ्टवेयर में सेव करोगे. उनका नाम, उनका ईमेल एड्रेस, उनका फोन नंबर, तुम्हारी उनसे क्या लास्ट कॉन्वर्सेशन हुई थी, तुमने उनके साथ लास्ट फॉलोअप कब करा था, द एंटायर टाइमलाइन एंड everything basically about that particular lead should be saved and should be in front of your eyes. मैं इसके लिए क्लोज यूज करता हूँ, क्लोज CRM. तुम कोई भी CRM यूज कर सकते हो. यूज जोहो का फ्री CRM आउट देयर, available for free. You can use that, but use a CRM. The problem with people not using CRM is that वो आज 10 लोगों से बात करते हैं, आज से 6 महीने बाद उन्हें पता ही नहीं कि उन्होंने 6 महीने पहले किससे बात करी थी. If you do not know who are the people that you talked to 6 months ago and what those people told you, how are you going to follow up with those people after 6 months? You have no remembrance, you have no memory of the conversations you had 6 months ago. And obviously, nobody can have that. And that is the reason why you need to basically track all the conversations that you have on the internet with people. So use a CRM, okay? Once that's done, you now have a system, you now have this elixir where all the data comes in your agency, all your sales and marketing efforts direct through this particular software, which is a CRM. The idea is to start slow and diversify. The thing is that sales pipeline build करने के बाद ही तुम अपनी कंपनी को प्रेडिक्टिवली स्केल कर पाओगे. जब तुम स्टार्ट कर रहे हो, तुम्हारे पास एक भी क्लाइंट नहीं है, कोई भी एक प्रोसेस पकड़ो कि यार आई विल कोल्ड आउटरीच पीपल एंड आई विल ट्राई टू गेट क्लाइंट्स. वंस यू नो कि तुम्हारे लिए एक पर्टिकुलर सिस्टम ऑफ कोल्ड आउटरीच काम कर रहा है, हायर पीपल, डेलीगेट इट टू देम, मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट वन. एज अ फाउंडर, स्टार्टिंग के अंदर ये बोलना कि भाई मैं सेल्स नहीं करूंगा, somebody else do sales for me, is it's pure bullshit, because nobody would be able to sell your services better than you. So at the start, it is your responsibility to do everything on your own. Once you know that things are working for you, you create systems around it and you hire people or you delegate it to other people. That's it. Once that is done, you diversify. You move on to ads. You move into relationships. You move into relationships as in professional relationships, okay? And then you move into maybe, I don't know, inbound content. You can do, then basically think about diversification. Diversification important hai because you cannot and you do not want to put all your eggs in a single basket. Very simple. Once that is done, you need to basically do sales daily and build your sales pipeline every day. Pardon me. If you're not working on sales every day consistently as a founder, I don't know what you're doing. Because if you're even not doing that, I don't know how do you expect your company to grow. Sales is one of the highest leverage task that you can do at your company. As a founder, if you're not doing that, I don't know what you're doing. Just go to your mom's house and sleep, okay? Because I don't think you're doing anything worthwhile at your company anyways. So let your team do it and then just live and hope maybe your company would grow. So this is how you basically build a very fundamental sales process. Nothing fancy, but everything is systemized. So you know what's happening, what's not happening, and where you can improve. Very simple. Action step is simple. Do everything you have to in order to build a healthy sales pipeline. Healthy sales pipeline would define how healthy your company is and how much money you would be able to make for, let's say, next 1 quarter, next half year, next 1 year. And so you're able to do all the things properly with the right mindset. Simple. Moving forward, let's talk about getting your first client. Literally the hottest question on the internet. Everybody wants to know how to get your first client. I like to make things very simple. If you're just starting out, there are only 3 to 4 ways you can get clients. Okay. You can get clients by reaching out to them through DMs or emails. You can close clients by creating content so they reach out to you. You can close clients by creating ads on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. So people look at the ads and then they basically reach out to you. They make an inquiry and then you close them. Or you can do it by building partnerships with people. For example, I'll get into it, right? So first, let's talk about cold outreach real quick. So when it comes to outreach, I truly believe that you can get your first 3 to 5 clients by just doing cold outreach. Okay, just reaching out to people using emails and DMs. If you can do this consistently over a period of 6 months, nobody can actually stop you from getting clients. I scaled my agency content flow for the first 3 months just by sending cold emails to people. I have closed billion-dollar companies like Shopify. I made at least $50,000 by just one company, which is Shopify, because of a cold email. Can you imagine how much money you can make by just reaching out to people? Okay, so you can get your first 3 to 5 clients by just cold outreaching people. I'll show you some of the results that we get on our cold outreach. You can see Lara replying over here. One of the best cold pitches I've had this year. Thank you so much. Send me your calendar to book a call. Straightforward. Luke, again, another big LinkedIn creator. He's like, Akshat, that was a fire pitch. You the man, let's talk. I closed him as well. Brand Moncada, big personality in marketing and YouTube space. This is what he told us. Donya Huder, I just closed her last week. This is what she told us. Then there is another person who reached out to us because she liked the way we reached out to her. Okay. And so we have made thousands and thousands of dollars by just cold emails and DMs at our company Content Flow. It works. If you want to learn more about this in detail and how to set up proper cold outreach systems for yourself, you can take cold models. This is our trademark course around how to get clients, high paying clients using cold outreach. The link is in the description. You can check it out. That takes me to content. Okay. The idea of content is building a personal brand. We have already discussed this when we talked about building a portfolio. So अगर तुम अपना portfolio अपनी personal brand के through बना रहे हो, you already are creating content and you will get a lot of inbound leads just by you creating content anyways. So that's number 2. Number 3 is advertising. I would say when you're starting out, don't do advertising. Once you have 3 to 5 good clients, some money coming in, then start advertising on different platforms. Once your advertising is sorted, move to partnerships. Okay, so basically, once you have outreach system sorted out, move to content. But if you are building portfolio using content, you already are doing it. Once these two things are properly sorted out and you are making decently good money, move on to advertising. Once you also have advertising sorted out, move on to partnerships. The idea of partnerships is very simple. You basically reaching out to people and telling them that, okay, let's have a partnership. If you are doing a LinkedIn agency, let me do video content, you do text content. And so building this mutual win-win situation. So you are able to get clients from all the different places. You are diversifying how you can get your clients. These are all the ways you can get your first clients. So I just simplified it for you. That's all. Moving on to the next one, which is very important, scale systematically. So when it comes to scalability of a company, these are some of the things that you need to keep in mind. See, if your company is not built for scalability, don't build it. Okay. And that is why this part of video is very important. When you are clear about that, okay, this is what we are doing, this is our target market, this is how we help people grow, these are the type of the people that we work with. Now you're ready for scale. Here are 4 to 5 things that you need to keep in mind. Number 1 is create SOPs. हर वो चीज जो तुम रिपीट करते हो एज अ फाउंडर, हर वो चीज जो तुम्हारी टीम रिपीट करती है बार बार, उसके एसओपीज बनाओ, ताकि when you are building your team, hiring more people, onboarding new clients, you have SOPs created that you can use again and again and again and again. It saves a lot of time. And when it comes to scalability, it is all about time. How can you basically optimize and maximize your time output is what would define how efficiently you're able to scale. So create a lot of SOPs. Number 2 is create systems on every front of your company. Okay. Sales, onboarding, operations, fulfillment, client communication, and hiring. You essentially need systems for everything. Before the systems are set for all of these things, do not even think about scale. You would burn yourself out as a founder and nobody is going to tell you this. But I'm telling you today. Okay. सिस्टम्स के बिना स्केल मत करो, वरना तुम बर्नआउट हो जाओगे एंड यू विल गेट फ्रस्ट्रेटेड. तुम एजेंसी स्टार्ट करते हो टू लिव दिस लाइफ ऑफ फ्रीडम, ट्रैवल अराउंड द वर्ल्ड, और तुम रियलाइज करोगे तुम एक कोने में फंस चुके हो और तुम्हें बस क्लाइंट के मैसेजेस का रिप्लाई करना पड़ रहा है. डोंट डू इट टू योरसेल्फ. Number 2. Number 3 is hire the best people you can find around the world. Okay.
Optimize for building solid team, not profits. When you're scaling, there comes a time in scaling of your company where your profits are bare minimum. The problem is that जब तुम freelancer होते हो ना, तुम दो client के साथ काम कर रहे होते हो, हर client तुम्हें $2,000 दे रहा है, you are making $4,000. Now when you start an agency and you go to scaling, तुम same चीज expect कर रहे होते हो कि हर महीने मैं $4,000 बनाऊंगा. नहीं भाई, that's not how the companies are supposed to be grown. The idea of a company is to hire good talent with the money that you make on a month basis. So eventually, in the next 6 months or a year, you're able to build a company that makes you $50,000, not $4,000. अगर तुम्हें consistently $4,000, $5,000 ही बनाने हैं, तो एजेंसी क्यों स्टार्ट करनी है तुम्हें? You are great as a freelancer because you then don't have to do all of this complex stuff and you're able to just make decently good money by being a freelancer. Agency बनानी है, company legitimate बनानी है, तो you will have to basically not optimize for profits at the start, but you will have to optimize for great solid team. That's how you grow a company. That's number 3. Number 4 is build a wait list. The idea of building a wait list is that once you're scaling, once you have your sales and outreach and advertising sorted out, you will get a lot of demand. And so you cannot basically fulfill all the demand at once. And that is why you need to build a wait list. You need to tell people on the calls, when you're getting on the sales call, that we can start with you 14 days from now, 1 month from now, depending upon your bandwidth of the company, the team that you have built, and the hiring processes you have. That's number 4. Number 5 is that you need to learn cash flow management. A lot of agency owners do not even know how to maintain cash. मैं देखता हूँ लोग पैसे कमाते हैं, 10 लाख रुपए कमाए, एक्सपेंस निकाला और बाकी जो बचा हुआ पैसा है वो दोनों ने, दो फाउंडर है, दोनों ने अपने अपने, दो को फाउंडर है, उन्होंने अपने में बराबर स्प्लिट कर लिया. And I'm like, bro, how are you? Why are you doing this? This doesn't make any sense. Every time you're splitting the money in your personal bank accounts, you're drying your company. You're making your company dry. You need to use that cash flow to make more money, and more money. People earn money, they use money, and then they burn money. I mean, that's one of the most stupid things you could do, literally, as agency owner. You need to have budgets, okay? That okay, 20% of the total revenue would get spent in marketing. 20% would go into tools. 20% would go into sales team. Another 10% would go to this, and then remaining whatever we have left, we decide on our monthly salaries. Okay, so for at my company Content Flow, me and my co-founder, we do not split money. We have salaries. We take certain amount of salaries, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, depending upon the month that we have. But most of the times throughout the year, it's very stagnant. Okay, this is the salary that we'll take out of the company, so we are able to pay our bills. That's all. We are not drying our company accounts dry because that's not how you basically build the company. So this is everything that you need to keep in mind when it comes to scaling systematically. So that's all for this video, guys. I hope you got a lot of valuable insights out of it. And I really hope that you build a successful, profitable content agency in 2025. I truly believe there is a lot of demand out there in the market and you can make a lot of money if you do things right. That's all for this one. I hope you like this video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're watching me for the first time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.